Welcome to History with Herodotus, where the sands of time whisper secrets of the past and the triumphs and tribulations of humanity unfold like a tapestry of wonder. Today, we embark on a journey to the ancient city of Tyre, a metropolis of unparalleled beauty and resilience, situated on a rocky island off the coast of modern-day Lebanon. Our tale begins in the year 32 BC, as the mighty Macedonian king, Alexander the Great, sets his sights on this fabled city, determined to claim it as his own. The city of Tyre, with its impressive walls and ingenious harbor, had long been a beacon of commerce and culture in the eastern Mediterranean. Founded by the Phoenicians, a seafaring people renowned for their navigational prowess and skillful craftsmanship, Tyre had grown into a thriving metropolis, boasting a unique blend of Greek, Egyptian, and Mesopotamian influences. In the years preceding the siege, Alexander's conquests had been nothing short of breathtaking. Having defeated the Persian satraps at Granicus, he proceeded to capture the strategically vital city of Miletus before marching into Egypt, where he was greeted as a liberator by the native population. The Egyptians, weary of Persian rule, welcomed Alexander with open arms, and he, in turn, was deeply impressed by their ancient wisdom and majestic architecture. As Alexander's army advanced through the Levant, the city of Tyre found itself squarely in the path of the Macedonian juggernaut. The Tyrians, aware of Alexander's intentions, had been busily strengthening their defenses, relying on the natural protection afforded by their island location, as well as the impressive walls that encircled their city. Meanwhile, King Azamilchus, the ruler of Tyre, had been secretly negotiating with the Persians, hoping to secure their aid in the face of the Macedonian threat. In the spring of 332 BC, Alexander, having completed his conquest of Egypt, began his march towards Tyre, his army consisting of seasoned veterans fresh from their victories in Asia Minor and Egypt. The Macedonians, accompanied by a fleet of ships, made their way along the coastal road, passing through the cities of Gaza and Sidon before finally arriving at the shores opposite Tyre. As the Macedonian army assembled on the mainland, Alexander, ever the cunning strategist, began to contemplate the challenges that lay ahead. The Tyrians, confident in their defenses, had refused to surrender, and Alexander knew that a direct assault on the city would be fraught with difficulty. The sea surrounding the island was treacherous, and the walls of Tyre, rising sheer from the rocky shore, seemed almost impregnable. As Alexander pondered the challenges of besieging Tyre, he began to formulate a plan that would showcase his ingenuity and tactical brilliance. The Macedonian king knew that a direct assault on the city's walls would be suicidal, given the treacherous sea surrounding the island and the formidable defenses of the Tyrians. Instead, Alexander decided to build a causeway, or mole, from the mainland to the island, using the rubble and debris from the old city of Tyre, which had been abandoned on the mainland. The construction of the causeway was a Herculean task, requiring thousands of laborers to haul massive boulders and rocks into the sea. The work was grueling, with the workers facing not only the physical challenges of building on the seafloor, but also the constant harassment of Tyrian ships, which sought to disrupt the construction process. Despite these obstacles, Alexander's engineers made steady progress, and by the summer of 332 BC, the causeway had begun to take shape. As the causeway neared completion, Alexander launched a series of naval attacks against the Tyrian fleet, hoping to weaken their defenses and gain control of the sea. The Tyrians, however, were skilled sailors, and they put up a fierce resistance, employing their famous hollow ships, which were designed to ram enemy vessels with devastating effect. One notable example of the intensity of these naval battles was the engagement between Alexander's fleet, led by his admiral, Hephaestion, and the Tyrian ships, commanded by King Azamilchus himself. On a sweltering summer day in July 32 BC, the two fleets clashed off the coast of Tyre, their ships locked in a frenzy of ramming and boarding actions. The outcome of the battle was far from certain, with both sides suffering heavy losses. However, Alexander's superior tactics and training eventually told as his ships began to gain the upper hand, forcing the Tyrians to retreat back to the safety of their harbor. The completion of the causeway in late summer 332 BC marked a significant turning point in the siege. With a solid footing on the island, Alexander's army was now able to bring its full weight to bear against the city walls. The Tyrians, realizing that their situation was becoming increasingly desperate, launched a series of sorties against the Macedonian lines, hoping to break the siege and drive the invaders back into the sea. One notable example of these sorties was the daring raid led by a group of Tyrian warriors who managed to slip past Alexander's sentries and attack the Macedonian camp from behind. The raiders caused significant chaos and destruction, setting fire to tents and supplies before being driven off by Alexander's swift reaction. As the king himself later said, "The bravery of the Tyrians is not in doubt, but their recklessness will be their downfall." As the summer of 332 BC drew to a close, Alexander's army had gained a solid foothold on the island, and the city walls were beginning to show signs of weakness. The Tyrians, realizing that their situation was becoming increasingly desperate, launched a final series of sorties against the Macedonian lines, but they were ultimately repelled by Alexander's well-trained soldiers. On a day that would be etched in the annals of history, the gates of Tyre were breached, and Alexander's army poured into the city, claiming it as their own. The fall of Tyre marked a significant turning point in the conquest of the Persian Empire, as it gave Alexander control of the eastern Mediterranean and access to the rich resources of the region. The city itself was spared the worst of the destruction, thanks to Alexander's admiration for its beauty and strategic importance. Instead, he incorporated Tyre into his empire, making it a key hub for trade and commerce. In the years that followed, Tyre flourished under Macedonian rule, becoming a center of culture and learning. The city's famous temple of Naukart, dedicated to the Phoenician god of the sea, was transformed into a shrine to Alexander himself, solidifying his legacy as a divine leader. As the Greek historian Arrian later wrote, "The capture of Tyre was a feat that will be remembered for all time, a testament to the ingenuity and bravery of Alexander and his soldiers." The siege of Tyre also had a lasting impact on the development of warfare, as it showcased the importance of innovative tactics and adaptability on the battlefield. Alexander's use of the causeway to breach the city walls was a masterstroke, demonstrating the value of creative problem-solving in the face of seemingly insurmountable obstacles. Today, the siege of Tyre is remembered as one of the most epic battles of the ancient world, a testament to the enduring power of human ingenuity and determination. The site of the ancient city is now a UNESCO World Heritage Site, attracting visitors from around the globe who come to marvel at the ruins of this once great metropolis. As we look out upon the modern world, with all its complexities and challenges, we would do well to remember the lessons of Tyre and the enduring power of human imagination and determination. That's all for today's History with Herodotus. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, remember that to understand the present, we must first understand the past.